Here's a little quick video. Got Possum back from Jay at J Wire Solutions. Jim, Sue, Kelly, and I are very happy to get it home, get it ready to go, and go racing. So here's you a little video to check it out of the wiring, testing to Larry Houcks, and we're off to get ready to race. So here's a little video of the Possum. Like I said, we appreciate everything. Thanks.
Okay. So main disconnect, obviously, and then here's your overhead switch panel. So there's a start button, pretty self-explanatory. Ignition, and then fuel is kind of the one that throws some people off. So when you go to shut the car off, you can turn the fuel off. Like if it was mechanical injected, you'd like shut off the mechanical valve. This will shut the fuel injectors off. So it's also really nice if you want to like turn the ignition on so you can see the dash and you can see oil pressure, but you don't want the car to start. You want to roll it over to make some oil pressure. You can turn the ignition on, you can roll the starter over, and without the fuel switch on, fuel injectors won't fire anything.
Okay.
And then parking lights, headlights, dome lights, and then working lights, which again are fairly self-explanatory. So you've got parking lights, which will just function in the back currently. Brakes, brake lights all light up with a brake pressure switch. Headlights, which there's no front end on it right now, but the headlights light up. And then here's your dome light. So we did the red, so it doesn't mess with your eyes, and it gives it that kind of eerie,
evil look,
sinister. Yeah. Yep. And then the work lights are underneath the back end, firing at the rear end. And then they're underneath the cowl area here, so it gives you like any shadow, you know, is mitigated by doing that. And then how we set your delay box up, because we talked about you wanting to run some stuff where you're going to run a delay.
Yeah.
So this is removable, so you can get it completely out of your way.
Okay.
So it's just 2 bolts here, and then that holds that right, you know, where you can get to it and everything.
Yep.
And then there's a connector down here that when you take the delay box out, you have to create a loop for the trans brake to function. So you would just take this out and then put this connector in there that's in there right now.
Okay. That's slick.
And then here's probably like, well, I think it's one of the coolest surprises. And I'll pull the steering wheel off while that boots up. So take a look at the dash when it boots up.
Oh, it's got GH Motorsports.
Mm-hmm.
The Possum. That is slick as shit.
Yep. So then you've got all your EGTs. So you've got 2468 and you've got 1357 on both sides. So when you first fire up, you make sure you don't have like plug wire off or something like that, or you know. Okay. It's a good, like after like you load a tune up in it, you're like, hey, we're gonna pull a heat in the motor, you know, in the pits or whatever. You can just make sure all your EGTs are up, and then you don't have to have the laptop out, you know. If you're going to be doing some tuning on it, like while you're like idling, you need to fiddle with some stuff or whatever, then you'd be on the laptop. But otherwise, if you just want to fire the thing up, or even if you like fire it up in staging lanes, you know what I mean? Then you can be like, all right, here's what we got going on. Or, hey, I think we got a spark plug wire off. Let's shut it off quick, and then let's check it out. So
I like that. That's cool shit, Jay.
But yeah, I pulled your logo off your Facebook page and did a little artwork. Yeah. More here than just a wiring guy. But yeah, this is all tied up here, and then all the boots are all heat shrunk on the inside, so aesthetically everything looks real nice. And then fuse panel over here, and then it's got like a little
diagram.
Yep, this will tell you what the relays do, what the fuses do. So if you're like, hey, my trans brake button stopped working, it's like, oh, there's a trans brake fuse, you know, like. Starter bump buttons all work, neutral safety. Your line lock is this. So when you're in low gear, you hit this, here's your line lock, you hear it?
Yeah.
And then it's line lock, get tires rolling, and then boom into high gear, and then finish your burnout.
Okay, so line locks.
So line lock is gonna be this and pulled back.
Oh, so you gotta have it down too.
Yep. So you're gonna get tires rolling, which is gonna take so little effort in this car, and then into high gear.
Okay. Gotcha.
I tried to utilize not having to put a second button on and all that kind of stuff. This is essentially this is what they do this for in the normal application. This is trans brake.
Yeah.
It's how they do it, and then they do this to release the trans brake.
Okay.
But yeah, neutral safety all functions like it should, all that type of stuff. So that's
looks good. Looks real good. God, there's so much wire going into that main thing right there, aren't there? That Holly deal. Look at all that wire going in there.
It's the brain. And this is like your secondary injector driver box. So that's what drives the big injectors. running the main injectors out of the ECU itself.
Okay, and then that's what?
That's trans brake,
Brake
yep.
and
Air chute.
air chute.
Yep.
Okay.
So what we can do, so what that does is that the air chute goes into the ECU. So we can do two things. One, you can essentially trigger it whenever you want to.
Okay.
Or we can set up parameters in the computer that just says, hey, at 4 seconds or 4.3 seconds or whatever that number is, after the trans brake release, we want the chute to deploy.
Gotcha.
My top dragster guy that runs sand, it's all automatic.
Now, when does it got a button to air it? You know, to arm it back there.
So right now there is no arm button back there. So this, you originally I think had this set up with a valve here, and I don't like to do that because the valves don't flow enough air.
Okay.
So this section of hose is just gonna have to get replaced. That goes from one of these. So from here, instead of going down to this valve, this hose just needs to come over here, and then you're gonna have to add an arming valve back at the chute itself.
Okay.
Because these just, they don't move enough air.
Okay.
The orifice inside of those things is so small, you know, and they want it plumb so that thing really, you know, kicks the chute out of there.
Okay, so then I just got to put
There should be a switch that would have came with that unit. It's brass, and what it does is when you arm it, it obviously pressurizes it, but as soon as you flip the switch back, it vents it. So then it's not like in like this compressed
I'll look and see
state.
if it's one in there or not. And then I just got to replace that tube from there all the way over.
Well, yeah, really, like this tube right here just needs to go into here. So this is plenty long enough to be able to just potentially even cut it down, you know, and go over here.
And then just leave that extra deal down there.
Yeah. And having a spare valve mounted isn't a bad thing, because then it's like, okay, cool, I had my air shifter stopped working. Like, okay, cool, I need to replumb this and get it into there, you know.